Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to Monday. Welcome to August 10th. Hard to believe we're a third of the way through this month. Man, time is sure flying. As I continue to look at what's happening in the marketplace, we continue to see gold and silver going up, oil going, it's staying about the same. But a lot of things are happening. There's a lot of good things happening, but there's a lot of downside happening also. So I'm hoping that you will join me today as we talk to Dave and determine what needs to happen and what's going on in the marketplace right now.
0.7. If it beats Michael Jackson there, I'm Morning Dave. We're at 8:38 here. That's 22 before 9. Time to check in on your money and see what's going on with Wall Street this morning. Been an interesting weekend. Interesting would be a good way to put it. Let's go downtown to Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler standing by this morning. How are you this morning, sir?
Dave, I'm doing well, man. It's hard to believe it's the 10th of August. A third of the month's already gone.
It really, this month is going by way too fast. The weekend included some fascinating political events. President Trump signs an executive order saying no matter what Congress has done or hasn't done, we're just going to extend the unemployment deal. And, oh, by the way, we're not going to collect any payroll taxes for the next 4 months, which lots of lawyers argue about it, but it definitely put a few people in Congress on their ear, didn't it?
It really did. It got both sides of the aisle a little upset. And I'm looking at it from the small business side. I think the unemployment number is probably still a little high for us, at least here in this area. The concern to me is the payroll tax, because it's not a forgiveness yet. It's a holiday, meaning that for the next 3 months or 4 months, you don't have to collect it. But at some point, or you do have to collect it, but you don't have to pay it until January unless the president gets elected, and then he's going to forgive it. So that one is a little hard for me to walk through.
Yeah, I was going to say, I keep seeing the things up saying you're still going to have to pay that 7%, and the employers are still going to have to pay their 7.5%. Yeah, you think anybody in Congress is going to have the gonads to go ahead and say, yeah, we're going to take it all out of your hide in January? You think anybody's got that kind of stones?
I doubt it. So you see a big, but who knows with those guys up there?
Yeah, I've always said that when you go to Washington, the first thing that happens is there's a mandatory surgery. It's a mandatory lobotomy. And the other part is I think they do neutering as well. I don't think there's there's anything resembling the testosterone in Congress to actually take that money back. And the interesting part is, and I got to believe there's some giggling going on, nobody really believes the president has the statutory or the constitutional authority to necessarily do this, but who wants to go to court and sue the president to prevent him from extending unemployment comp?
Well, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it that they are actually starting to think about that process. Of course, they're trying to get back together and get things done so they can pass everything, and then it's a moot point.
Exactly, in which case the president will say, oh, never mind, and then the lawsuit's moot to begin with. I just have a hard time imagining any politician willing to go to court during an election season and say, yep, we're suing to cut off your unemployment because we couldn't agree.
Yeah, that would not go over very well.
Yeah, flatulence in church quickly comes to mind. Backing up and setting the table for the morning. Friday was a good day if you were into the blue chips. Dow was up by 46 points, which is a nice, modest up day. Standard & Poor's up by just a little bit as well. NASDAQ, I got to believe they finally hit profit-taking because we are sitting well over 11,000 on the NASDAQ and then proceeded to lose 97 points, staying above 11,000, but still, that was an 0.87% drop. The only one of the three major indexes, which kind of made things interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So that is one of the things that, of all the indexes, that's the only one that really lost money. And so you got to think it's profit taking. I mean, that thing has gone skyrocketing the last 12 months. So that's what I'm chalking it up to right now anyway.
Yeah, add to that a little bit the trade tensions with China, which every once in a while rear their head and make especially tech-oriented investors a little bit on the nervous side. That kind of adds up because even for an optimist like me, NASDAQ looked like it was getting a little crazy there for a spell.
It really did. Now, I am looking at some one analyst that came out, and he does bring out that point, the rising tension between U.S. and China trade again, those type of things. He's basically saying that, hey, look, in March, I told you to start buying all the way through the middle of June. Now, I think that the way I see it, or the way he sees it, this analyst, is, I see some sell signals now. And so maybe that's what these traders are getting. They're getting some sell signals.
Understood. We do have earnings season continuing, and we had some reports to start the morning off. Looks like they're buoying the market up a little bit because I'm at least seeing a modest amount of green ink. Got some good news?
Well, mostly I don't, Dave, at least on the few that I have coming out this morning. We had Marriott report, just like Hilton. They lost more than expected by about 22 cents more than expected. What do they say? This will be, first quarter loss in 9 years.
Ooh.
It'll be 9 years since they lost this kind of money. They continue to suffer from COVID-19 and all that has hit the travel industry as a whole. They were down earlier. They're up right now, actually about 0.25%.
Huh.
Then I know. Yeah, sometimes you just got to figure. Okay. That's right. I got two. Now, so I got two companies that trade on the Canadian Stock Exchange. So we're not going to have any, advanced trading on them. But we got Barrick Gold, and they did beat estimates by 4 cents a share. Revenue was above analyst expectations. They benefited in this surge, obviously, in gold prices to a record high. They closed on Friday at $38.56 a share, which is about $2 away from their 52-week high.
I'm going to assume that probably is going to put them up past it when they start trading up again.
I'm guessing it probably will too. The other one I have was Canopy Growth, the marijuana producer, cannabis producer. They had a smaller quarterly loss than expected. They've done some restructuring, trying to rein in their expenses. The pandemic has boosted demand for its product. And so, again, we don't know what it will open at this morning because it is traded on the Toronto Exchange, but it closed at $22.28 on Friday. I expect that because it beat expectations, that it will see a bump this morning, but we won't know that until the Toronto Exchange opens up.
I got you. Resetting the table for the morning. Mixed bag on the indexes on Friday. Dow and the S&P up, NASDAQ off by a bit. The one tidbit I see that might be helping the Dow this morning is the Saudi oil people are saying that China is beginning to pick up in business for them, and that'll prop up oil prices a little. That may help the Dow. 45 minutes before we open, what are we looking at so far this morning?
So we pretty much got green ink across the board when it comes to the indexes. We got the Dow 30 up about 0.4. We've got the S&P 500 up a little over 0.1%, as well as the NASDAQ a little over 0.1% this morning as we get ready to start the day. Switching to the commodities side of the table, we've got silver up 3.6% to $28.54 an ounce, and we've got gold up 0.7 to $2,032 an ounce. Gold is also trading up from Friday's close, down from where it had been last week when you and I talked, but it was up 1.25% to $41.75 a barrel.
And maybe with that improvement in demand from China might end up kind of firming the trading range to above $41 a barrel on crude oil anyway, huh?
It's a good possibility. It's a supply and demand market. We got crude oil inventory coming out sometime this week, I believe.
Keep our fingers crossed on that. Overseas markets, Asia generally off, not by a lot at the close this morning. European markets are trading up by a little bit midway through their day. Phillip, advice is always needed to make sure retirement works for anybody, and the advice changes depending upon your age. How do I find you to get a strategy to make retirement work for me?
And then give us a call at 863-382-0037. Hey, check out our website. We've updated it to a new and improved version. take a look at that, statlerfinancial.com. Follow us on Facebook, Statler Financial Services. Look us up, like our page there, and then join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk 730.
All righty, and back here again tomorrow morning, same time on Light FM. Phillip, thank you so much. You have a great week, all right?
All right, buddy. You too.
Be well, my friend. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services, Phillip Statler.
Hey, remember, this market has seen a big upturn. I am seeing some indications, some analysts have started talking about, sell signals popping up in the marketplace. The question is, are you ready? Are you ready if the market starts to go down again? If you're not, if you don't know where you are in terms of a risk number, you need to give me a call at 863-382-0037. Join us and let us walk you through our financial x-ray to see how much risk you have in your current portfolio. Hey, take care. I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow.